Welcome, everybody, to our brand new San Diego Padres draft-only franchise. This is going to be very similar to our LA Angels draft-only franchise. Small little tweaks here. You'll get to that, or we mentioned it in the intro video. You'll see that here in a second, but going to rip through these early seasons really fast. We're going to watch our prospects down in AA, AAA, whatever. Jackson Merrill is going to stay on the team. He's going to be at the major leagues, so we will get some action with him at the major league level as we progress through the seasons, but mostly it's going to be a draft only, few trades here or there, max of 3 total. And with the new trade system, it's not going to be as easy as it was in the past to make those deals. And so we'll just focus mostly on drafting and signing undrafted free agents. So this first episode, we will go through the entire first season. We're going to focus on the scouting for the draft, our players as they progress in the minors, get us through this season quick so we can get to the offseason, cut everybody on the 40-man roster, and then replace those guys in the Rule 5 draft and get on to season 2. So that will be the format for these first 2, maybe 3 seasons. It'll be an entire season in one episode, so we can kind of blow through, especially since season 2 is going to be played at the major league level by all these Rule 5 draft players plus Jackson Merrill. So we're not really interested in how they play. We're interested in how Jackson Merrill plays, but not the rest of them necessarily. We want to get players into the organization. We are ranked 25th as far as farm system, so we're not, we don't have a bunch of great players outside of Ethan Salas. You'll see plenty of Ethan Salas in these first few seasons as he's a potential catcher. You don't have to deal with finding a franchise catcher, and that'll save me a whole lot of trouble. So anyway, that's what the format's going to be. And if you've watched ones in the past with the White Sox or the Angels, you know what to expect. If this is your first time in here, welcome in. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. And if you like the content, please hit the like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit the notification bells, when the episodes go live. And without further ado, we're going to hop in. And I'm not sure if you're going to see game action from anybody in AA or Jackson Merrill in the major leagues, but going to get started with the season. You can see we went 18-12 during the spring training. And spring stats, Jackson Merrill hit 250, 6 home runs, 19 ribs, 3 stolen bases. So we at least have a franchise player that's young. He's only 22, and we can get him to a higher overall rating and bring up some guys as we go. So nice to have that head start right there. As I said in the intro video, he has secondary position as shortstop. So if we can't find a shortstop in the draft, we will be moving Jackson Merrill to short and put somebody else in center field. Right now, he's going to play center field until that decision gets made down the road. So let's hop into some regular season action right now. And I got all the roster transactions made, so everybody's in the right place. AAA, AA, Single A, Major Leagues. I have several guys like Griffin Canning, Herman Marquez, Walker Buehler that we had to designate for assignment so we could send them to the minors because they've been in the major leagues longer than 5 years. So that's going to temporarily take them off the 40-man. I will add them back to the 40-man later to make sure that's full and it computer doesn't bring any of our other guys that I want to keep for next season. I'm going to keep them off the 40-man. So that's a little transaction housekeeping there. And we have reached opening day on the major league side. We go to AAA, their opening day is the next day. And AA, their opening day is 2 weeks away. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you Jackson Merrill. We're going to play lock Jackson Merrill opening day facing Tarek Skubal and get some early action with him. And then we'll skip right to AA opening day and show you that as well. And then get on with the rest of the season. And our very first opening day in this draft-only franchise at this beautiful Petco Park here in downtown San Diego as the Tigers come to town. And we are going to player lock, as I said, on Jackson Merrill and just show his at-bats throughout this game. And Merrill's first at-bat's going to come here in the bottom of the first inning. We have men at second and third and 2 out. See what he can do if he can drive in 1 or more of these runs against the tough lefty Tarek Skubal. And I will not be batting or pitching in this series. It's just going to be CPU versus CPU. And let the players and their ratings do all the work for us. See what he did last year in the majors. 0-1 count and a pitch from Skubal. There's a little flare into center field, and that's going to get caught, and that's going to be the third out. So we do not score in the first inning here on opening day against the Tigers. Jake Cronenworth gets our first runs of the year with an RBI double. Tatis knocks him in. Miguel Andujar, a 2-run shot, so 5-0 here in the second off Tarek Skubal. Torkelson gets 2 of those runs back with a single. Zach Fly makes it 5-3. Now Jackson Merrill's going to lead off the bottom of the third. All right, let's see if he can get another rally started here. First pitch is laced down the left field line, foul. Yeah, there's no reason for me to cut this guy at 22 years old. It's kind of a waste of a great player that we can keep. Heading to count 2-1. And the pitch. The ground ball is short. Grab there. Throw to first. And 1 up, 1 down here in the third inning. Gary Carpenter makes it 5-4 with a solo homer. And Merrill's up again here in the bottom of the fifth. Nobody on and 1 out. All right, let's see if he can get his first hit of the season right here. Yeah, first one is low for a ball. See, flied out and grounded out so far. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Side. Merrill ahead in the count 2-0. Here's the pitch. There's a line shot into left center field. That's going to get down and go all the way to the wall. So there we go. Merrill's going to get his first hit of the season of this new draft-only franchise. He's going to be in with a triple. Wow. I thought he was going to stop at second, but he's got the Jets. He shows him there. Triples alley to left center. Look at this replay. Line drive, inside-out pitch into the gap. Long way to go. And the center fielder gave up on it. Wow. That's why he ends up at third base. What was that? All right, we'll take it. Nice slide. And we would not score that inning. Detroit comes back here in the sixth. A walk, a single, and a sac fly has tied this game. Got to go to the bullpen. That's S1E1. 2-run shot, and now we're down 7-5. All right, Merrill up one more time. Bottom of the seventh, man on first, 2 out, representing the tying run, facing Will Vest. And before he gets the bat, going to the pen. They're going to bring in Kyle Finnegan. There's his numbers from 2025. All right, Merrill with a triple last time, got stranded at third. First pitch on the way, swings through that for strike 1. He's got plenty of extra base power. He's not the biggest home run hitter, but he'll develop into that. Merrill behind 0-2. And the pitch. The pop fly down the left field line, racing in the left fielder, and he's got it. That's Riley Green, and that's the third out, so we don't get the game tied up. We head to the 8th inning. Dylan Dingler with a 2-run shot makes it 9-5. Andujar makes it 9-6. Now Merrill's up one last time. He is not the tying run, so he needs to get on base. Kenley Jansen on the mound trying to get the save for the Tigers. All right, definitely have some shadows on these late afternoon games. Jansen has one of the slowest, longest deliveries. First pitch is outside for a ball. See, he's 1 for 4 with a triple today. And the 1-0 pitch. Big ground ball to short. Knocked down and not going to get him. So we will get 2 men on now. Bring the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Give him a hit on that. I'm going to stay right here. Watch Xander Bogaerts. 2-1, 2 out. Bottom of the 9th. Trailing by 3. Kenley Jansen. First pitch is a smash to short. Takes his time. Throw to first. And that's the ball game. So our pitching let us down today. We had 5 runs in 1 inning. Nothing the rest of the day. And the Tigers get their opening day victory. Take a look at the box score. And gave up 12 hits, 9 walks. That's terrible. 3 home runs. Yeah, our pitching was not good today. Skubal did not pitch well, but he got the win. On our side, we pounded out 12 hits. We hit 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. But that pitching was brutal, and we got to do better. And as I was simming the days to get us to AA opening day, we get an injury, a big one. Fernando Tatis broke an ankle out 1 to 2 months, so that'll affect him on the trade block. I put him out there just to see if I would get any prospect offers for him, and it also is going to affect the success of the team, which isn't the worst thing. We don't want these guys making the playoffs. I want to get the best draft pick we can get, so Tatis is going on the DL. And now we've made it to the Double-A opening day. Kruz Schoolcraft will be on the mound for the Missions, San Antonio Missions. That's our Double-A team as they take on the Tulsa Drillers. And we will player lock with Ethan Salas, and I will show selected action from Schoolcraft. I don't think he's going to throw more than 5 innings in this game anyway, so we'll show as much action as we can from this one and get you our first look at our 2 of our best prospects that we have in this barren system. And we get our first Double-A action here. Tulsa Drillers hosting us. You get to see some of the Dodger prospects here. Zaire Hope is one of those guys. Mike Sirota, a couple of outfielders for them. Like I said, we'll be highlighting Salas and Schoolcraft for our side. And Salas will bat second, so you'll see him very soon here. Roberts grounds out, so now let's hop in and to get our first look at Ethan Salas. Christian Zazueta. What a name. First pitch is a strike. Zazueta. Never heard of him before. There's Ethan. Seems like he's been around forever. He's only 19 years old. Excellent defensive catcher. Bat needs a little more work. And there's strike 2 right down the middle. He's our number 1 prospect and number 2 catching prospect in baseball. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he swings through it and strikes out, so not a good debut for Ethan Salas. And we would go down 1-2-3, so now Kruz Schoolcraft, not the easiest name in the world to say. You're going to get your first look at him as that first pitch is a ball. Austin Gauthier is their leadoff man. Schoolcraft behind 2-1. Here's the pitch. There's a pop-up into shallow center field, racing in, and we will have that for the first out. So there we go, 1 up, 1 down here in the first for Schoolcraft. Gonna bring in second hitter Damon Keith. First pitch to him. Strike at the letters. And the 0-1 pitch is a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So he gives up his first hit of the season. That'll bring in hotshot prospect for the Dodgers, Zaire Hope. First pitch to him is a strike at the knees. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Schoolcraft. Strike, throw down, and the runner is out. There we go. Gunned him down. Way to go, Ethan Salas. Now we have nobody on and 2 out. 1-2 count. And the pitch. High fly ball into left. So we give up the 1-out hit. Get the caught stealing. End up with essentially a 1-2-3 inning as we're through 1 inning here in our Double-A debut. All right, second inning. Get a ground out. A single. A single. A single. There we go. 3 straight hits. Gives us a 1-0 lead. A double makes it 3-0. Fly out and a ground out. Go to the second inning. Let's go watch Schoolcraft pitch another inning. All right, we got some runs for him now. See if we can hold that lead, get another quick inning here. First pitch, the fly ball into center field, and there we go. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second inning. Bring in John Rhodes. First pitch to him, way outside for a ball. Rhodes behind 1-2. Schoolcraft looking for his first strikeout of the season. Here's the pitch, and there he goes. Strike 3. Got a couple of foul balls to keep the at-bat alive. And that'll bring in Mike Sirota, very good prospect for the Dodgers. First pitch to him. Strike at the letters. And the 0-1 pitch. Swings through it. Strike 2. Looking for another strikeout. See if we can get 2 in a row. And the 0-2 pitch is a pop fly into shallow left center field, and that will be caught. And there we go, a nice 1-2-3 second inning. See if we can get some more runs here in the third. And the first man up here in the third is going to be Ethan Salas. 0 for 1, but he has caught a runner stealing. There's a strike at the knees for him. Struck out the first time. I will be patient with him. He's already got MLB caliber defense. Need his bat to be good enough to go to the majors. And again, he's only 19. There's the 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball second base. Scoop there, throw to first, and there's 1 out here in the third inning. All right, Sanabria reaches on an error. Tears walks, 2 on, 1 out. Strikeout, strikeout. Let's watch one more inning for Schoolcraft. All right, Kendall George, first man he's going to face. Pitch of the inning is swung on and missed. Chase that off-speed pitch. There we go. And the 0-1 pitch. Strike. There we go. Head 0-2. Looking for strikeout number 3 on the day. And the pitch. Outside. Reset. 1-2 count. On Kruz. Here's the pitch. And inside. Count goes to 2-2. Here's the pitch. Low. So the count goes full. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. There we go. Strikeout number 3 for Schoolcraft. I'm going to stumble over his name. It is not an easy name. Al Nevin at the plate now. First pitch to him. Strike at the letters. And the 0-1 pitch to Nevin. Strike 2. Nevin behind 0-2. Schoolcraft looking for another punch out. Inside. Count even at 2. Schoolcraft looking for his 4th K. Here's the pitch. And he got him. There we go. Inside on the slider. Strikes him out. That'll bring in the 9th hitter, Taylor Young. Nobody on and 2 out here in the 3rd. First pitch to him. Strike right there at the knees. Count even at 2. Schoolcraft looking to strike out the side. His 5th strikeout in a row. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Grab there. Throw to first. And there we go. A nice 1-2-3 inning again. He's only faced the minimum 9 batters through 3 innings. All right, 4th inning. Bottom 3. Ground out. Triple. Strikeout. Strikeout. Now let's see how Schoolcraft sims since he's done so well the first 3 innings. Get a single, an error, bases are loaded. Now we're going to hop in and see if we can get out of this jam. All right, so he was striking out guys right and left while we were watching. First pitch in for a strike. Sometimes these guys perform better when you're watching. Sometimes they perform better when you're simming. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swings through it. Strike 2. You can get a strikeout, or keep these runners at their bases. There's the pitch. Inside. He's got him down 1-2, looking for a big strikeout to keep those runners where they're at. Here's the pitch. A line shot in the center field. That's going to drive in 2. Just like that, we're down to a 1-run lead. Still good out of this inning, only giving up 2. Here's the pitch. Pop up, middle of the infield. Runners are going to have to hold. Infield fly, batters out. There's 2 down. Now one last guy to get out of this jam with the lead. First pitch to Sirota. High for a ball. Count goes even at 2 on Sirota. Here's the pitch. Here's the ground ball we needed. Flip the second for 1. Relay to first. And they just get him. So Schoolcraft gives up 2 runs in the inning. Gets out of the jam. Still up 3-2 as we head to the 5th. And first man up for us in the 5th will be Ethan Salas, 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him. Ripped foul down the right field line. Salas down on count 1-2. Got to protect. Here's the pitch. There's a pop-up into shallow left center field just beyond the infield, and that will be the first out here in the 5th. Snobbery walks. Pitching change. Strikeout for the 2nd out. Strikeout for the 3rd out. For the bottom half, we're going to sim again here. See what he does, if he can do better this time. A walk. Fielder's choice. A 2-run shot, and we are down 4-3. Strikeout. A walk. He does have his trouble in the sim. One more batter. Strikeout. So 4 runs on 5 hits through 5 innings, and that'll be it for him. Top of the 6th, Fabian flies out. Murphy strikes out. Verdugo flies out. And now we go to the bullpen. And let's bring in Tristan McKenzie. I know he has terrible control. I want to see how he does in the sim in this game. First man up. A walk. Pop out. Strikeout. A walk. Double. Down 6-3. A walk. Yeah, he's coming out. And we will go to Yeager. Fielder's choice, gets out of the inning, go to the 7th. Verdugo, strikeout, Roberts, doubles. Now Salas gets the bat with a man in scoring position for the first time. Let's see if he can clutch up here. All right, trailing 6-3 here with 1 out in the 7th. And on 2nd. First pitch is way high. He's struck out, popped out, grounded out. 1-1 count on Salas. And the pitch. Swings at a pitch off the plate. That's not good vision or discipline. Now he's down 1-2. And a pitch from Mills is ripped foul. Salas works the count even at 2. Come on, get a pitch to hit. Here's a pitch from Mills. And takes it for ball 3. So full count. Need base runners. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 4, so he does draw a walk. That will bring the tying run to the plate. Romeo Sanabria up, chance to tie this game. Strikes out. Tears facing a new pitcher. Flies out, so we don't get anything out of that rally. Go to the bottom of the inning. Ground out, strikeout, ground out to the 8th. 1 out, 2 out, 3 out to the bottom of the 8th. New pitcher. Let's bring in Acosta. 1 out, 2 out, 3 out to the 9th. Verdugo, Luis Verdugo. Facing Ryder Ryan. Walks. Now Rosman Verdugo. Flies out. Kai Roberts walks. So now we have the tying run at the plate in Ethan Salas. 1 out here in the 9th. And Salas does not have the greatest clutch at 42, so that will definitely affect his ability here with minute scoring position. All right, see if he can come through here. First pitch from Ryan. Ooh, strike on the inside corner. Thought that was off the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike at the knees, so he's behind 0-2. And the pitch. Swinging that ground ball second base. They're going to be able to turn 2. There's 1. Throw to first. Easily beats it. So we stay alive. We'll stay here with Sanabria. In at the corners. 2 outs. Down by 3 here in the 9th. First pitch. Low for a ball. See Sanabria is 0 for 3 with a walk as well. Sanabria ahead 3-1. See if he can get a hit here or at least draw a walk. And the pitch way outside. So now we have bases loaded. 2 outs in the 9th. And I'll bring in Kavares Tears. He's 0 for 3 on the night. First pitch to him. Strike right down the middle. For 3 with a walk. At least we're drawing walks tonight. Tears with his 37 clutch isn't going to be much better. Ryan comes set. Here's his 0-1 pitch. Here's a ground ball to first. He'll race to the bag. And Tulsa hangs on to win the game 6-3. So we drop our opening day game. Good start by Schoolcraft. Just had a rough time there in the middle innings in the sim. Take a look at this box score. We had 6 hits, 2 hits by Luis Verdugo. We had 6 walks, but we also struck out 12 times. A couple of doubles and a triple. Schoolcraft, like I said, he had trouble in those 4th and 5th inning in the sim. 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Like the strikeouts, got to cut down the hits. McKenzie, 3 walks. That's why his control is so bad. He'll easily be replaced. Their side, they had 6 hits, 5 walks, 1 home run. And then we get our first look at this first draft class in our Padres franchise. You can see upper left there. We pick at 21 in the first round. Then we pick again at 58 and 75 in the second. And we also have the 99th pick. So when I go through, I've already taken the liberty of going through and looking at this class. And I will be focusing on top 100 players at each position. And then we'll just use Discovery or whatever's left over for those last 3 picks. I'm not going to be picky in this draft. We're going to look at best player available. We need help everywhere. So it's not necessarily, do we need to get a big bat? Do we need to get a great starting pitching? It's just whatever gets to us at each round. We will just take it and go from there. We are not picking high enough for us to get great top-end talent. Especially on the hitting side, we could probably get a good pitcher at 21. So we'll just see how this draft class goes. A little information for you on the breakdown of each position. Starting pitchers, there are 97 starting pitchers in this class. There are 32 international, 30 in the East, 27 on the Central. I'm going to focus mostly on international and East because we have 8 top 50 international pitchers, 6 top 50 East pitchers, and there are actually 14 international pitchers in the top 100, so definitely going to go after international first and East second. Relief pitchers, there are 93 of those, 28 international, 31 Central, 24 East. Closers, there's 19 of those, 8 in the Central, 7 in the West. Don't normally see a lot of West players, pitchers, whatever, but they're in there for the closers. Catchers don't necessarily need a catcher since we have Salas. There's 22 catchers, 8 international, 7 in the East, and only 3 of those combined in the top 100, so we're not looking at a catcher. First base, we have 17 of those. International, there's 8, and 4 of those are in the top 100, so we might have to look at that. Second base, there are 24 second basemen, 11 of those in the Central, 5 of those from the Central are in the top 100, so we'll take a look at those guys. Third base, there's 21 third basemen, 10 in the East, 7 in the Central. Both of those have 3 in the top 100. Central has 2 in the top 30, and they're also 2 in the top 50. Shortstops, this is a good position for us to look. There are 26 shortstops in this class, 12 in the International, 8 in the Central. And the International has 2 top 30 shortstops, 4 top 50, 5 top 100. Central has 1 top 30, 3 top 50, 3 top 100. So we have some good options there for one of our top 4 picks. Left field, there's only 18 of those, and 10 of them are international, 2 in the top 30, 3 in the top 50, 4 in the top 100. So we'll just see how that looks there. Center field, there are 23 of those guys, spread pretty evenly from international, East, and Central. East and Central have 3 center fielders in the top 100. Right field, 22 of those, spread evenly across international, East, and West. International has 2 top 30, 3 top 50, 3 top 100. Central has 2 top 30, 2 top 50, 2 top 100. And the West has 2 in the top 50, 4 in the top 100. So the first thing we're going to do is put JJ Lockett on Discovering New Pitchers International. Second thing we're going to do is put Melissa Shira Rivera on Scouting International Pitchers, starting pitchers. And with as many pitchers as we have out there already in International and East, we may not discover for very long. We have a lot of guys that we could scout up and look through, so we may not spend a whole lot of time discovering pitchers, see if we can find some more hitters in this draft. And I probably will go 5 to 6 weeks in those 2 regions for pitching to scout as many of them as far as, long as we can get, and then save a couple of weeks for individual players. But I want to get a whole bunch of them done and get them as much scouted as possible. Going to do it a little bit different than normal in this draft because we have so many guys. We have over 60 guys in those 2 regions combined. So I want to get a lot of guys on the board and scouted up really well. And since we pick at 21, I'm going to show you some shortstops here that I definitely want to put on my board and scout right away. First one up is Alfredo Escalona, 18 years old. Can see 65 to 99 is his potential overall, anywhere from 38 to 72. So I'd like to narrow that down. He has great defense, great speed, decent bat. And with those 99s in there, he's not going to come in at the top. But, if we can get a great defensive shortstop with some speed, that would help us keep Jackson Merrill in center field. Also have another one here, 18-year-old, 65 to 99 potential, 36 to 70, and Felipe Valbuena. He's a much better bat, not quite as good defensively. And, I'll take the hit tool. He's a left-handed hitter as well. So those 2 guys would be the first shortstops we look at. And with that 65 to 99 potential, maybe we can get an A, high B out of one of these 2 guys and get a good bat in the first round. We also have another second baseman here that we could look at possibly with either the first or second round pick we have. Kevin Sutter, 65 to 99 at 18 years old, 30 to 64. So he might be one that has a high potential, not the greatest overall. And he is a defense speed first guy. We also have this Adolfo Reyna at first base. He's not going to come in at 99, but 63-97 with 44-78 is overall range. 18-year-old switch hitting first baseman. Great bat. Power is behind his contact, but that's fine. Great discipline, great clutch and vision. Defense is okay. Doesn't have the greatest speed, but that would be a very good thing to get there as well. If we could find a really good first baseman, switch hitter makes it even better. On the starting pitching side, we have Eli Guzman, 63 to 97, 44-78 are his ranges. 18-year-old right-hander. Good hits per 9 there. Good home run and control. Clutch is not probably going to be in the highest, but could have good stamina as well. Forced pitch mix there. Manny Raimo, 18-year-old right-hander, 65 to 99. Good hits per 9, decent strikeouts. His problem is going to be his clutch. Should have good stamina. Another 4-pitch mix. Here's an older starting pitcher in Beckett DeYoung at 21. Looks like he's already starting out at a B, but he could be in the 50s. And kind of mediocre strikeouts and home runs. but decent control, good stamina. Clutch is right in line with his hits per 9, another 4-pitch mix. Omar Hernandez could be in line at the 21, pick number 21 if he comes in on a higher side. 61 to 95, 38 to 72 the ranges. And nothing spectacular there. Good stamina. Throws really good 4-seamer and curveball. So he's going to have really good not only pitch mix, but execution on those pitches as well. Here's Eddie Lantigua. Has a smaller split, only 11 on there. Left-handed pitcher. Good numbers across the board, though. Great stamina, great control. You know how that works in the sim. He's got really good numbers there on his 4 pitches. Don't like that he has a slider, changeup, and 2 fastballs. But so that's how it looks on the initial run through. I will keep you guys updated as much as possible, and definitely give you my draft list, my ratings, my order that I'm looking at these guys once we get to the draft. And hopefully we can find some good talent to not only just help out in the minor leagues, but develop and get up to the majors in a relatively short amount of time. And we get hit with another big injury, this time down in Double-A. Kai Roberts, one of our outfielders, tore his ACL. He is out for the rest of the season. And wow, it's not like he was one of our top prospects, but he actually was a usable player. So we're going to have to throw him on the 60-day injured list and see what we can do to fix their lineup going forward. And you can see his stats right there, hitting .263, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. So he wasn't playing poorly at all. And good defense, good arm, good speed, and now he's done. And we got scouting done on a couple of shortstops I'm interested in around our pick. Felipe Valbuena, draft ranked 28 by MLB. He's number 2 on our board already. I'm actually going to scout him one more week because we only got 2 weeks of him, but he can play second, short, and third. Shortstop primarily. Looks like he's going to be a B, could be an A, somewhere in the 50s to low 60s. And he's the one that has the actual good bat, and his defense needs work. The other shortstop we got scattered out is Alfredo Escalona. You can see 21 MLB draft rank, 30 for us. Looks like he's going to be either a high C or a B, somewhere in the 50s. Can play short or second. He's the one that has much better defense, although his arm isn't the strongest, but he has good speed. So he'd be a definite work in progress with the bat. On the pitching side, we have Jose Quintero almost completely scouted. Looks like he's going to be a B in the 60s, 21-year-old righty, bats left, throws right. And really good stamina. Everything else is kind of average, so no real strength other than he can throw a lot. Also have Alexei Villa almost finished off. He's not someone I would be looking at 21, but 21-year-old right-handed pitcher. Looks like he's going to be a high C in the 60s. And really good strikeouts per 9 against righties. Really good stamina. Good clutch. The only weakness I see there is his strikeouts against lefties. Our Discovery Scout found this shortstop, Guillermo Lima, 66 to 99 potential, but 28 to 61. So he's going to be someone that's probably going to be in the 40s or 50s. Could be a high overall guy. Decent defense. His arm's not that great. Hitting is okay. Great speed and stealing. Also found second baseman Luther Valdez, not rated, 51 to 84, 45 to 78. And see, there's 4 categories over there with 99. He's not going to be 99, so everything's going to drop. So, not sure we're interested in him at all. And we are in early May, so let's get a update on how our team down in Double-A is doing. We also can look at Jackson Merrill at the Major League level, but the missions are 13 and 13 right now. On the hitting side, Romeo Sanabria hitting .384. 2 home runs, 8 RBI. Marcos Castañon, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, hitting .295. 16 RBIs for Fabian. 13 for Tiers, he's hitting .305. Salas hitting .250 with 3 home runs, 12 RBI. Roberts, I showed you before, he's injured. Pitching side, Kruz Schoolcraft is he's up and down. So he'll have a really good start, and then he'll get pounded the next time. 2 wins, 3 losses, 3.48 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 28 strikeouts, and 31 innings pitched. Jackson Wolf, he is 26 years old, so he's not a real prospect for us. Doesn't have the greatest ratings either, but he's 3-1 with a 1.84 ERA, 0.95 WHIP. Victor Lazaraga, 3-1, 293 ERA, 123 whip. Omar Kruz, 273 ERA, 091 whip. A lot of good whips over here. And Miguel Mendez with the 675 ERA. Relief pitcher side, converted starting pitcher Jagger Haynes, 16 strikeouts, 13 2/3 innings. Coleman Borthwick just got lit up in one of his relief appearances, so his numbers are skewed up. Costa doing great. McKenzie with 9 walks in 12 innings, kind of expected that. Rodriguez serving as our closer, 13 strikeouts, 11 1/3 innings, 6 saves. Justin Yeager, 159 ERA, 079 whip in 11 innings. On the Major League side, the Padres are 15-17, 12.5 games back of the Dodgers already, who are a scorching hot 28-5. Manny Machado leads the team with 42 hits, hitting .336. Cronenworth 347. Jackson Merrill's hitting .246, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. Only has a .280 on base. 468 slugging's not bad, but the lack of walks are terrible. Does have 8 doubles and 4 triples. See, he's ice cold right now. And we're still waiting for Tatis to come back off the DL. And he's got 1 to 6 days. And we've reached the last week prior to the draft. I want to show you something here. We won this game against the Dodgers. Actually split the series at LA. And Jackson Merrill gets his 13th home run. Machado is 24th. Merrill goes 2 for 3, scores 3 runs, gets a walk in there as Machado drives in 5, Sheets drives in 4. Not a good start by Pivetta. Not a good appearance by Matsui, but Miller gets the save, even though he walked a couple of guys. And we are currently 45-44, 1 game over 500, but 17 games back in the division. And on the wild card side, you can see the Brewers and Phillies with 48 wins, Diamondbacks and Giants with 46. We're sitting here with 45. And there's a whole bunch of teams fighting for the last playoff spot. So I do not want to make the playoffs. That is not the goal. We want a high draft pick next year. So I will be working on trying to make a trade specifically Fernando Tatis. Although Mason Miller is also a very tradable option. We are only allowed 3 trades maximum in this franchise. And I want to show you the prospects that I'm looking at getting in a possible deal for Fernando Tatis or Mason Miller. Start with this first one, Kevin Alvarez. He's the number 1 guy on my list. See, he is a 18-year-old right fielder, number 1 prospect for the Astros, number 38 in the top 100, can play all 3 outfield spots. Defense is ahead of his hitting right now, but his hitting is not in a bad spot, especially for being 18 years old. Then we got a couple of pitchers, actually 3 players. Actually, there's 4. It only lets me allow 4 guys on this trade target, and we have 5 or 6. I think we have 6. First one's Ryan Sloan. See his numbers there. His pitching's kind of okay. I mean, he's 20 years old. He's their number 1 prospect, number 10 in all of baseball. Wish his stamina was higher. Then we have lefty Cade Anderson. See his numbers there. Strikes out lefties really well. Home runs, clutch, control a bit low. He's 21 years old, number 3 Mariners, number 13 in major leagues. Those 2 are the only 2 A potentials on this list. Then we got Felton Celestin from the Mariners as well, shortstop. Again, no power, great defense, way ahead of his hitting at this point. But he's 20 years old. He's their number 4. He's a switch hitting shortstop. Also on my list is this third baseman, Ace Reese, 21-year-old B potential. He's 67 overall. Great contact against righties, great power against both sides, really good clutch, not much in the defense and speed side. And he's 21 years old. He's number 6 on their board. He can play third, left, center, and right. And the final one on the board is Dax Kilby from the Yankees, 19 years old, B potential, 64 overall. See his numbers there. He's actually got the same amount of hitting ratings as Alvarez, not much power, good defense across the board, good speed, and he can play short, second, third, and center field. So those are the guys that I'm looking to swap either Tatis or Mason Miller for. The Yankees want a closer, so that would be Kilby for Mason Miller. All the rest of the guys, the Mariners want a right fielder, so that would be Fernando Tatis going for them. So I'll be putting Tatis up first, offering to trade him straight up for all of those guys and see which one goes through. And if it doesn't, then we'll try and flip Miller for Kilby. But I'd like to get 1 prospect before the end of the year, and because we're going to have to cut all these guys on our 40-man roster. So I want to get 1 prospect And Tatis will do the most damage to our team and cause us not to make the playoffs, which is the whole goal, get a high draft pick going forward for the next few years. And I just put that offer in, Tatis for Alvarez, so we'll wait a day or two, see how that plays out. In the meantime, we're going to hop into this game. Padres at home against the Diamondbacks, and they're only a half game ahead of us in the standings. And we're going to watch Jackson Merrill and see how he does in another game. And there's that beautiful Petco Park. Can't wait for us to get this team redone so we can watch more games from the stadium. And I'll pick it up here in the bottom of the first. Diamondbacks went down 1-2-3. Tatis grounded out to start the bottom half. So now it's Jackson Merrill against Michael Soroka. All right, first pitch of the AB. Check swing, and they said it's a strike. I don't know if it's called strike or not. Count even at 1 on Merrill. See, he was an all-star in 24. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2. If we can draw a walk, get a base hit here. 2-1 pitch on the way. And strike in the inside corner. And with the count even at 2 on Merrill. Here's a pitch from Soroka. The high fly ball into right center field. Racing over is the center fielder, and he's got it. And that's the second out here in the first inning. And Laureano would triple in Machado to make it 1-0 Padres. Sheets would hit a solo shot. It's 2-0. Tatis 2-run shot. It's 4-0. Now you know why we got to get rid of this guy. We already have plenty of power on the team. It is. Merrill's going to come up now. Up 4-0. Nobody on, 2 out here in the second. And the first pitch from Soroka. In for a strike. See his numbers on the year. 279, 13, and 55. Count even at 2 on Merrill. Soroka trying to get out of this inning. Here's pitch number 42 already. Inside for ball 3. So Machado on deck. And the 3-2 pitch. Popped foul down the third base side, racing over third baseman, and he's got it for the third out. Just stayed fair. And pick it up here in the bottom of the fifth. Still 4-0 Padres. Merrill Jackson up, nobody on, and 1 out facing lefty Eduardo Rodriguez. All right, see if Merrill can get a hit here. Here's the first pitch. There's a high fly ball into right center field again, and that's going to be another pop out, and that's the second out here in the inning. And Diamondbacks finally get on board. Solo shot by Alec Thomas here in the 7th. And now Jackson Merrill up again. 5-1 Padres. Nobody on, 2 out here in the bottom half of the 7th. Rodriguez still in long relief. First pitch. Outside for a ball. He's 0 for 3 on the night. And Merrill behind 1-2. He's fouled off 3 straight pitches. Here's a pitch from Rodriguez. A little check swing blooper. And it's going to drop inside the foul line down the left field line. He's around first, digging for second. Throw comes back in. And he's going to be on with a 2-out, double. There we go. Makes up for those. You hit a rocket right at somebody, and that one just kind of, watch the swing. Oops, sorry. And, gets the luck of the bounce right there. And Machado would ground out to end the inning. And the Padres would hang on, win this game 5-1 as Michael Keane goes to 6-7. Soroka goes to 0-1. And we get the first win of this series. Check this box score. He had 3 hits from Vargas. Had half their hits, 4 walks as well. Only runs a solo homer as Soroka only throws 3 innings. Rodriguez pitched much better. They maybe ought to flip those 2 guys in rotation. Our side, everybody but Andujar and Campusano had hits. 2 hits for Laureano, 2 for Gavin Sheets. He had 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. Jackson with one of those doubles. It's 27th. He goes 1 for 4. King 1 run over 6 1/3. Morajón and Miller shut it down after that. And that win jumps us all the way to second place. You can see second, third, and fourth are all separated by a half game. And now we are 2.5 games behind the Phillies for the last wild card spot, jumping over the Diamondbacks, Mets, Marlins, and Giants. And we have our first trade of the franchise. That trade did go through. We did get Kevin Alvarez for Fernando Tatis, so he's going to go to the Astros. I know it's not very realistic. We're in the playoff hunt. We're trading our best player off, but we don't want to make the playoffs in year 1. We want to make sure we get a better draft pick, so this is the best way I can do this. And he goes to Houston, where he's going to have a chance to play in a better team. You look, he's only hitting 237. He missed time with an injury as well. But we get the Kevin Alvarez guy, number 38 in the top 100, and he's going to go slot down into Double-A and be our starting right fielder. And that'll take care of another spot in our outfield unless I move Jackson Merrill to shortstop down the road. But get my number 1 choice, Kevin Alvarez, for Fernando Tatis. And now we're going to hop down to Double-A and watch Kevin Alvarez make his Padres organizational debut here with San Antonio as they take on the Rockhounds. And we'll pick it up here, top of the second inning, no score. Alvarez going to lead things off, and I am not going to attempt to say the name of the Rockhounds pitcher over there. See our new guy hitting .288 on the season so far. Takes strike one right down the middle. Only 1 home run, 8 RBI. Doesn't look like he was playing every day unless he was injured. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swings through that for strike 2. Down 0-2 now. So you can put this ball in play. Inside for a ball. 1-2 pitch to Alvarez. Swings and misses and strikes out. So not a great debut as he goes down swinging in his first at-bat. And pick it up here. Top of the 4th. Still scoreless game. Alvarez up. Nobody on and 1 out. All right. Let's see if we can get a better at-bat this time. First pitch on the way. Outside for a ball. And the 1-1 pitch is ripped foul down the left side. Down on a count 1-2 now. See if we can not strike out 2 times in a row. And the pitch is a rip to first base, backhanded. He'll race to the bag, and that's the second out of the inning. Kai Murphy with a solo shot ties this game up as the Rockhounds scratched out a run in the bottom of the 4th. So now it's 1-1 here in the 5th. 2-run shot by McGuire makes it 3-1 Rockhounds. And we got to go to the pen. And Alvarez will lead off the 7th here. Trailing 3-1. Needs to get on base and give us a chance to get this game tied up. All right, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. First pitch is a ground ball second base. Scoop there. Throw to first, and that's the first out here in the 7th inning. And we'll pick it up here in the top of the 9th. Still down 3-1, and nobody on, 1 out. New pitcher for the Rockhounds is Jeff Hartlieb. See if Alvarez can get on and bring the tying run to the plate. All right, finally got a pitcher's name I can say.
Here we go, Jeff.
The first pitch is a little shot into short left field. Left fielder racing in, and he's got it knee high for the second out. Wells gets a walk, so now we have the tying run up. Pop out ends the game. We lose 3-1. Check this box score. Only had 4 hits, 3 walks. Salas had a hit and a walk. He's only hitting .228 though. We'll get some more action with him here after the draft. Kai Murphy with his 7th home run. Mendez didn't pitch poorly, 3 runs in 5 2/3. Sanchez pitched well in relief, but we only score 1 run. It's kind of hard to win games. And Alvarez would get his first home run for San Antonio here in his 3rd game as he goes 2 for 5. Drives in 2 runs. And Omar Kruz with a great start as he goes to 6-3. On the Major League side, that trade didn't seem to have much of an effect as we are on a winning streak. We've won 7 in a row, 8 of our last 9, and we sit 13 games back in the division. And now we're the number 2 wild card, only a half game out of number 1 wild card. So it doesn't seem to matter that we traded off our best player, so I'm hoping for a second half collapse, but we may end up making the playoffs this first year and not having a good draft pick. So we'll just have to wait till we get our Rule 5 players on the team and get us a really high draft pick. And we have reached draft day. We'll go through this real quick. You can see we have picks at 21, 58, 75, 99, and then the last 3 picks are all in the 100s. And we need help everywhere in our minor leagues. So it's just going to be the best player available. You see the draft. This is showing by us the players we have scouted in our draft rank. So that's the order I put them in on the board as well. And once we get to our pick, we'll just see who's available and make our decision there. See, a number 1 guy we have is this Rick Vesparis, 22-year-old, A potential in the 70s. No chance he comes to our team. And it looks pretty good, only 3-pitch pitcher there. First guy we actually a real chance to get is this Felipe Valbuena. Going to be a guaranteed B, maybe even an A in the 50s, maybe low 60s. Second, short, and third, 18-year-old, bats left-handed. And this is the shortstop that has really good bat, and his defense is lagging behind. And since he's only 18 years old, I would be glad to take him and work on his defense while his offense just takes over and he can shoot up the minor leagues based on his bat alone. Bobby Park won't get to us. Ezra Gonzalez could get to us. Starting pitcher, right-handed pitcher, 18 years old. And his clutch is the only thing that really gives me concern there. Terrell Floyd won't get to us. Manny Ramo could get to us. 18-year-old, max out at 97. And not a great clutch. The rest of his ratings are kind of Best thing about him is his stamina and 4-pitch mix, although 2 of them are fastballs. Franz Aquino could get to us as well, and might even get to us in the second round. I don't know. And he looks more like a relief pitcher with that low stamina. Doesn't hit, lefties hit really good off him as well. So even though he has a couple of good fastballs, I'm not really interested in him. Doug Taylor possibly gets to us, but he's 21 years old. Looks like he's going to be a B in the 60s. Not a bad pick there, but again, stamina is low. That's a relief pitcher, not a starting pitcher. And I'd rather pick a lot of 18, 19-year-olds at this point because we're years away from being good. Shannon Valdez, guaranteed B, maybe even an A in the 50s, possible low 60s, 19-year-old switch hitting third baseman. And good bat, not much of a glove. I would take him if Valbuena doesn't get to us. Really like to get a hitter. And he plays third base, guaranteed B to an A. Yeah, I'll take that every day. Braden Beatty, non-rated starting pitcher. And another one that looks like a relief pitcher. A lot of pitches. Got 5 pitch mix, but he looks like a relief pitcher and doesn't do much of anything well. He's just kind of average across the board. Jose Quintero could fall to us, guaranteed B, probably in the 60s, but he's 21 years old. And again, doesn't do much of anything good. Pedro Nieves, starting pitcher, he's 20. Looks like he's going to be probably a B potential, somewhere in the 50s, low 60s. And good stamina, not a great home runs per 9. So that's something we could possibly take with one of those second round picks or even third round if he falls. Altman, looks like he's going to be a B, possible A, but you never know. He's probably going to be in the 50s, and that's somebody we could definitely get at 75 or 99. Great stamina, great clutch. Control's not the greatest. Here's another one that we could take with either of the first 3 picks. Henry De La Cruz, play first base and left field. Looks like he could be high C, low B in the 50s to low 60s. And good power against righties. Doesn't do much of anything really well, though. Alfredo Escalona, it's the other shortstop. Can also play second base. Same thing, high C, low B, somewhere in the 50s. And great defense and speed. Not much on the bat right now. I really like this Adrian Francisco, but he's injured, so that's somebody we could possibly take at 99 or 129 if he falls. Great stamina, but again, terrible hits against lefties, terrible home runs per 9, so that would be a definite project, and he's injured. Starting pitcher Alexei Villa, 21 years old, probably going to be a C in the 60s. Great strikeouts per 9, great stamina, really good clutch. Just going to be a C, so not sure how interested in that. Tommy Chen, another first baseman. Looks like he's going to be a B, but in the 50s at 18 years old. And again, doesn't do much of anything great. He's just kind of average across the board. Here's a non-rated starting pitcher that's going to be in the 60s overall and potential as a C at 22. Not really interested in that. Terrible clutch. Beckett Young, this guy guaranteed B, maybe even A, but in the 50s at 21 years old. So I'm not sure how good that's going to be at 21 to be in the 50s. And yeah, nothing really special there outside of his stamina, which is going to probably be his leading thing that can drive up his rating. Here's a closer, Derek Cox, guaranteed B. Not sure he would ever get to an A, so probably going to start in the low 60s, in the low 80s, mid 80s, 21-year-old left-handed reliever. And really good hits per 9, good strikeouts against lefties, good clutch, so that helps. And then down here, a bunch of guys that just whatever is available. 21-year-old B potential in the 50s. Good stamina, good hits per 9 against righties. So once we get to the end of the draft, it's just going to be whatever's the best thing available for us. And we really won't know because, you know, sometimes computer will snag those guys early. So that's what we're looking at. Let's hop in, see if we can get either Valbuena or Valdez with our first pick. If not, we'll have to take a pitcher. And probably Ramo would be the guy at the top of that list. Maybe Ezra Gonzalez. Again, that clutch is so bad. And we pick over here at 21, so we got a little bit of a wait. So I will just show you which guys go before our pick. And I want to move, let's move Valdez up the list real quick. All right, so these are the 3 guys we're looking at for our first pick. And if any of them get taken, I'll hop in and show you where they went. First pick of the draft to the White Sox, Ezra Gonzalez, so he will not be available for us at 21. Second pick of the draft, Rick Vesperis, the first player, number 1 ranked on our board. A potential in the 70s, great pick by the Rays. And a number 3 pick, Fred Clemente, somebody not on our board because he wasn't going to get to us anyway. All right, now we got to wait to see if one of these 3 guys makes it through to our first pick. And Valbuena does not make it to us. He goes to the Braves at pick number 9. That's going to be Shannon Valdez and Manny Ramo as our possible first pick. And Franz Aquino won't make it to us, so there's a pitcher off the board. Moved Escalona up because he's also someone we would consider. And the Red Sox take the pitcher Manny Ramos, so we will not get him. So that means it's either Shannon Valdez, third baseman, good contact against righties, good vision, good discipline, could have good arm strength. I don't know. Defense is a work in progress. He's a switch hitter, 19 years old. Alfredo Escalona, that's the guy that has great defense, except for his arm, not much of a bat. And at this point, I'm going to take Valdez. I'm going to take the third baseman, especially since he's a switch hitter. Escalona tops out at 89, so we know Valdez will be at least a B. So we're going to take Shannon Valdez with our first pick of this franchise. Welcome to the Padres. All right, now we wait and see where we get our next player, and that will not be until 58. And Escalona goes the very next pick to the Tigers. So, yeah, we had those 2 pegged at this spot. And Tommy Chen goes to the Nationals at pick 42, so he won't be around for our next pick. And the first closer goes off the board, Hank Lewis to the Orioles at 46. And it's our pick at 58. I have a couple of starting pitchers, a first baseman, and a closer. Out of these 3, Altman's got the best stamina, but low control, low hits per 9 against righties. Beckett DeYoung, guaranteed B, maybe even an A, but everything is a little low for his age because he's 21 already. Henry De La Cruz, good power against righties, left-handed hitting first baseman. Worry about him coming in as a high C, though. And Derek Cox, the only closing pitcher we've scouted so far. Left-handed reliever, you got to have him. He's 21 years old, so he's going to be a little bit older, but I'm going to go ahead and take Cox. Always need relief pitching, even when you're rebuilding a team and having him in the minor leagues, and he could get into our bullpen at the major league level pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and take the best player left right now, and that's closer Derek Cox. And Beckett DeYoung goes at pick 65 to the Brewers, so he won't be around for us on our next pick. Calvin Pride, a right fielder I was hoping to take somewhere like pick 99 or something like that, and he goes at 67. And Henry De La Cruz went to the Mets at 73, so he will not be around for us to make our next pick. Another closer goes, and so we're just going to take the best pitcher we have on our board right now, Roger Altman. He's got his warts, got to get his hits per 9 up against righties, especially. Control is not great, but that clutch could be in a good spot. Stamina could be in a good spot. So we're going to go with the 18-year-old pitcher who has a chance to be a B or an A. See how that works out. Hopefully comes in on the higher side, not the lower side. And now it's our pick again here in the 3rd round. Take a look at the prospects listed here. Brandon Beatty, non-rated, our draft rank number 18. Adrian Francisco, he's injured, but he's ranked 37 on our board. Not much else after that. So we have this 99 Conway, 97. These guys aren't scouted. So I'm going to go, I don't know, I'm going to think that Beatty, since he hasn't been taken so far, is going to go another round later. We're going to take this guy, even though he's injured. He's got a chance, though, to be a B somewhere in the 50s at 18 years old, and 4-pitch mix. And I'll just make sure we get another pitcher. Hopefully we can get both these guys as we're running out of players to take at this point. And I went through and added a bunch of guys that are max 99 potential, like this Howard Gene. We didn't scout this guy. I'm just putting guys in here that we could possibly get at the very end of the draft. Chad Little, 75.99. Collado, 65.99. Stone, 62.96. So these are like lottery picks at the very end, just so I don't forget about them. Because when you get to the end of the draft, it's really tough to find players that are draftable. And the first guy I added on there, Howard Gene, gets taken at 120, so he won't be around at the end of the draft. And now it's our pick here in round 4. We're not going to mess around. We'll take Brandon Beatty right now. And it's our pick here in round 5. Ortiz looks like he's going to be a B, even though he's probably going to be in the 50s at 21. I'm going to go ahead and take him. And our last pick of the draft. Got these guys left on our board. I'm going to take this Jamal LaBruce because he's the only one that could possibly be an A, and that would be if he comes in on the high end. So we'll just take a shot. His clutch isn't that great, but it's the last pick for us. And the computer took Richie Caps before I could finalize my move. Okay, well, there's our pick instead, Richie Caps. Hopefully somebody will take this guy so we can see what he ends up being. And the Yankees took him, so we'll go look and see what he was there. So, and in the futures game, we do have Kruz Schoolcraft, even though he's only 4-8 with a 3.87. This game goes by their ratings anyway. It doesn't really go by their stats, but Kruz is on the staff. Hitting side, Ethan Salas, despite hitting 232, highest rated catcher. He's going to be on the team. And we're just going to sim this game. And the American League wins 4-1. Unfortunately, I can't look at the box score from this page. And coming out of the All-Star break, I went in to remove all the guys from our trade block and actually remove the prospects that we were interested in. I saw Cade Anderson got traded. He had a Pirates logo, so he got traded to the Pirates for Gregory Soto and Brandon Lau. What a trade there. Good deal for both sides. Also see George Lombard goes to the Tigers for 3 different players, 2 catchers and a pitcher. And now it's time for us to sign our draft picks. See Valdez, only 47% motivated, so we got a little bit ways to go on him. See if we can get the rest of these guys done. Brandon Beatty declines. Roger Altman signs, our first one. Adrian Francisco is injured. He signs. Richie Caps, not the guy I wanted to draft. He declines. Bobby Ortiz signs. All right, so we'll put Derek Cox and Shannon Valdez on the board here for, looks like it's going to take Cox 2 periods. Valdez will be up to 50% next time. And then we'll try to get the other 2 guys that declined to get signed. So we're down to 4 guys that we need to get on board, and then we can go look at their ratings. All right, Valdez signs. All right, got our number 1 pick done. Beatty signs. Caps declines. All right, so we're just down to these 2 guys, and Cox will be available next period. All right, one more time. Derek Cox signs. Richie Caps declines, so we're down to him, and we'll be done with signing all of our picks. And one more time for Richie Caps. He finally signed. So everybody is signed. And take a look at this. We just had we lost 2 in a row, but we had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games in a row. Padres win 13 in a row, 14 out of 15. And then they just lost these 2. So, yeah, I want these guys to lose, and they're 13 games back in the division. But they are the number 1 wild card. Not what we needed this year. Needed them to play poorly, but they have too good of a roster. And you can see here they went on a bit of a losing streak. Actually won 4 out of 9, so went 4-5 over that stretch. We are 15 games back, and we are still the number 1 seed for the wild card. And now it's time to go in and take a look at our draft picks. Cross your fingers. Not sure. This draft class was kind of weird. And wow, okay. I'll take that. There we go. Shannon Valdez, 94 potential, 64 overall. This is our switch hitting third baseman. Great arm. Really good bat. Got to work in his power. Only third base is his only position. And defense, he's definitely going to need some work. But he's got plenty of time at 19 years old. But switch hitting third baseman that can hit. A really good arm. He said he got to work on his defense and his power. But I know power develops as they get older. So, man, love that. A potential guy in the first round. Derek Cox, 86 potential, 63 overall. Really good hits per 9. Decent clutch. Got to work on the control. Not going to strike out the world, but a left-handed reliever that we can use down the road. Altman, an A potential, 53 overall. Okay. Terrible control. Terrible hits per 9. Great clutch and stamina. So his clutch is going to have to hold him so he can put guys on base and then get out of jam. And good stamina. So, that was a swing. 18-year-old A potential. All right. That gives us somebody to work with. Adrian Francisco, because of the injury, drops to 77 potential, 45 overall. And terrible control, terrible home runs. Yeah, we took a swing, we missed, he was injured. And he'll be trade fodder or C potential. Yeah, he's probably just going to get cut at some point. That's too bad. Brandon Beatty, though, 83 potential, 60 overall. So he comes in much better. But stamina is 63, so he's probably going right to the pen. So we get another relief pitcher. At 18 years old, he can develop, and he's already got good clutch control compared to his hits per 9 against righties. Bobby Ortiz, 85 potential, 54 overall, terrible clutch. Shuts down lefties, though. Just doesn't do as great against righties. Great stamina. So, wow, we'll just have to see how that goes. 21 years old, so feels like a wasted pick, to be honest, even though he's B potential. We could trade him, though, lit down the road. Richie Caps, all right, 71 potential, 61 overall. Good stamina, and that's it. It's not the guy I wanted to take. I wanted to take that reliever, had a chance to be an A. Let's quickly go up to the Yankees and see what he would have been. An 80, 55. Clutch is terrible, so B potential, really good. Strikeouts against lefties, home runs. But, yeah, that was just, it's the end of the draft. So, all right, let's go at the top here. Terrell Floyd, 22-year-old. Man, terrible strikeouts per 9. Not great hits per 9. He's got great control and clutch. So he'll probably sim really well. I got the first closer here. Just not great control or clutch. Remo. We were thinking about taking him, but his clutch is terrible. So I'm actually glad we didn't get him. We got the third baseman. Bad draft by the Red Sox. And these guys, wow, he was their best potential guy out of all that mess. Vesperis, first player in the draft. Good strikeouts, really good stamina, control. Got to work on those other per 9s. They didn't sign 2 of their players. Wow. Look at all this yellow at the top of everybody's. All right, Ezra Gonzalez, we weren't going to get him, and he's terrible clutch. And look at all these guys with yellow. Man, I don't know what was with the San Diego studios and their draft classes lately, but terrible. Escalona, that's a shortstop we wanted. That the one we wanted? Escalona was the second one that could field and couldn't hit. So, comes in B potential, 53. Pride, I looked at him for later, but he went way early. Comes in as an A. It's great speed and arm, and nothing else. Don't see anything there we were looking at. Look at that draft. Holy crap. Morris we weren't going to get anyway. Didn't look at him. An A potential closer. Not bad. Oh, this draft is horrible. My good. Look at this. All this yellow. There's nothing in this draft. There's an A potential, but he's 42 overall at 21 years old, so he'll never make it to the majors. There's a 93 A potential closer with great clutch and hits per 9. Looks like the best one we've seen so far. An A potential second base, but all he can do is speed and throw. There's another A potential catcher that's 46 at 22. Not usable. Valbuena, there's the shortstop that we wanted. A potential at 62 overall. Great hitter. Not much power. Good speed. Defense is okay, but not a great arm. Probably move him to second base. There's a catcher I threw on there because he was 65 to 99. Can't hit. A potential, though. Max Stone. Man, this draft. Taylor Kruz. B potential at 60, so all he was going to do is mash against right-handed pitching. Look at all this yellow. This is terrible. Tommy Chen, 87 potential. And the only thing yellow on there is his durability. That's just gross. Look at their draft. Wow. There's Beckett Young. Wanted to get him. 92 potential. Doesn't strike out anybody. But hey, his clutch, control, and hits per nine are in good spot. But he was 21 years old, so it's going to take him a little bit. But 57-92. Not a bad pick for them. Alvarado. Way before we were going to get him. Looks like one of the best players in the draft. 94-72. He's the best hitter we've seen by far. Almost an A potential lefty. Probably should have scouted him instead. Here's another A potential catcher at 20. Good defense. Bat's not there. Man, put those guys higher up. Here's an A potential outfielder. Can't play defense. Just a straight power. Man, look at these, all this yellow. Wesley. There you go. So, yeah, we had by far the best draft. And a lot of these guys were guys we discovered. You know, he was a discovery, he was discovery, he was discovery. Valdez. Saw him early and said, hey, switch hitter with good hitting. I'll worry about the defense ladder, and there we go. I'll take that. And Cox, you know, those relievers, they're always going to be there. Great hits per nine, though, so that's good, especially against righties, even though he's a lefty. And then we took some swings. Altman, terrible control, hits per nine. This guy was injured, so looks good because of all the green, but they all have warts on these guys down here, and these two are the best ones we took in the draft. So kind of a mixed bag. Looks good, but looks are deceiving sometimes, so not bad. Switch hitting third baseman that can hit, I'll take that. And his arm is really good, so he could also move to the outfield if we needed him to. And now that we have the draft out of the way and the trade deadline out of the way, we can focus on the rest of the season. See, we are tied with the Rockhounds for first place in the Texas League South Division, so we are in a playoff possibility. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. And because of that, I want to hop in here in this game right here. Kruz Schoolcraft is going to start, but we're going to focus on Ethan Salas in this game. See Kruz's numbers up there, 7-10 with a 115. You can see Kruz's numbers up there. He's 7-10 with a 368 ERA, 101 strikeouts, 115 innings. So he's progressing along just fine, but we want to get some more looks at Ethan Salas. Hopefully he can hit better down the rest of this stretch of the season. We know he has really good defense already. So let's hop into this game and get a player lock with Ethan Salas. And we are going to have a true player lock game here. So we'll watch it speed through all the other at-bats for both teams and just hop in for Salas's at-bats. And there's Schoolcraft's numbers for the season. Whip needs to come down just a little bit. I'd like to see the strikeout rate go up as well. And now Ethan comes up for the first time here. Bottom of the first inning. Nobody on, one out, facing Mason Black. And the first pitch of the AB is outside for a ball. D. Salas, 11 home runs, 50 RBIs. Got to like that, but that 221 average, he needs to put on about 50 to 60 points on that batting average. And the 1-0 pitch from Black is way outside for ball two. I'll take walks, get that OPS up. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Salas. Tapper foul. Reset, 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. And foul off the catcher, umpire, one of the two. So even count at 2. And Black's pitch is low for ball 3. No swing. Full count. Kevin Alvarez, the right fielder we got in the trade for Tatis, on deck. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses and strikes out on a fastball right down the middle of the plate. And let's hang out right here. Let's make this Kevin Alvarez and Ethan Salas tonight. We'll watch both of them strike on the outside corner for Alvarez. Look at his numbers. 318, 875, 9-game hit streak. And the 0-1 pitch from Black. Swung on and missed. Down to count 0-2. Another one from Black. It hits him on the thigh. All right, so we're going to get a man on first with 2 outs. And I'll bring up Romeo Sanabria, and he singles. So now we have 2 on, 2 out. Evans walks, bases loaded for Wells. Flies out to end the inning. And we'll pick it up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Nobody on, 1 out. Ethan Salas coming to the plate. Still scoreless tie. See if he can get on base this time. Here's the first pitch from Black. Fouled off at the plate. And the 0-1 on the way. Low for a ball. Salas had a 3-run homer in his last game. That's good. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2. Alvarez again on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Salas. And swings at ball 4, so now it's a full count. Not good discipline there. Here's the pitch from Black. And foul off. Try it again. Full count. Nobody on. 1 out. Scoreless tie. Bottom of the 3rd. And takes strike 3 at the knees, so he strikes out twice tonight.
Now batting, the right fielder.
Now bring in Alvarez. Got hit by a pitch his first time. First pitch from Black is fouled down the left side. And the 0-1 pitch to Alvarez is a ground ball up the middle. Grabbed by the shortstop, throws, and he just gets him. That's the end of the 3rd inning. We're still scoreless as we go to the 4th. All right, pick it up here. Bottom of the 6th, still scoreless tie, 0-0. We only have 1 hit in the game. Schoolcraft pitching great for us, though. So Salas comes in for his 3rd time. Let's see if he can put the ball in play this time. Mason Black still on the mound for Northwest Arkansas. Here's the pitch. Swings through that for strike 1. Come on, Ethan. Need you to do well. It's hard to find A potential catchers. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Black. Takes strike 2. Now he's down to count 0-2. Worked the count full the first 2 times up. Here's the pitch. Low. Reset. 1-2 count. Black has been tough on us tonight. Here's the pitch. And fouled back. Tough pitch. Reset. 1-2 count. It's on the way. Fly ball to left field. I thought he fouled it off. Easy fly ball to left, and that'll be the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 6th. Now we'll bring in Kevin Alvarez. Rounded out and hit by a pitch so far tonight. Big strike 1 there. He's 2 for 6 with a triple in the series. And the 0-1 pitch from Black. A ground ball foul up the first base side. So now Alvarez down to count 0-2. And here's the pitch. Foul ball down the left field side. See if the left fielder is going to get there. Is it going to go out of play? And it is out of play. All right, reset, 0-2 count. And Black's pitch is ripped foul again. Tough at bat here as Alvarez won't go down easily. One more time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. All the way to the backstep. We got a 1-2 count on Alvarez. Here's the pitch. Ripped foul. Full count. Sanabria on deck. And here's the pitch from Black. All 4. There we go. So Alvarez reaches base for the 2nd time tonight. They go into the pen. New pitcher coming in. Their starting pitcher had a 1-hitter going, but he's out of this game. All right, back to the sim. Pop out ends the inning. Schoolcraft having a tough 7th inning now. Got to take him out of the game. Trying to get out of the inning. Had 2 outs and gave up back-to-back singles. Yeager gets the 3rd out. And we get on the board finally. A walk to Verdugo, a double by Jackson. So now we have a tying run at 2nd with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Jose Cuas, however you say his name, on the mound for Northwest Arkansas. Ethan Salas at the plate over 3 in the night. Let's see if he can get an RBI and tie this game up. And just a reminder, I will not be pitching and hitting in this series. We're just going to let the CPU do it all the way through. Strike 1 there at the knees. Let's see, I kind of dominated with the Nationals, so we're going to go back to the old school, let the CPU do everything. We just team build. Here comes set. Tying run at 2nd with 1 out. And the pitch. Ripped foul down the 3rd base side. Salas behind the count 0-2 again. Got to protect. And the pitch. Inside. Count goes to 1-2. Long look to second, and the pitch outside. Salas works the count to 2-2. Come on, Ethan, get a base hit here. Tie this game. And the pitch catches the corner for strike 3, and he strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Good pitch. And they're going back to the bullpen to bring in Eli Morgan. We'll stay right here for Kevin Alvarez. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, grounded out. Base hit here would hopefully tie the game. First pitch is down the middle for a strike. And the 0-1 pitch from Morgan on the way. Ripped foul. Alvarez behind the count 0-2. His hitting streak is on the line. 9-game hit streak coming in. Here's the pitch. All the way to the backstop. Runner's going to go to 3rd on the play. There we go. So now tying run at 3rd with 2 out. 1-2 count here. Bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Morgan. And swings at a pitch off the plate and strikes out. So not a good 8th inning for those 2 batters. And the Naturals would hang on, win the game 2-1. Darren Tanola goes to 4-1. Schoolcraft goes to 7-11. Morgan gets his 31st save. And the Naturals win the first 2 games of this series. Check the box score. 8 hits for them. 2 by Bruda, 2 by Gentry. 3 walks. Black pitched a great game. Bullpen, 1 run late. Our side, only 2 hits. Jackson with an RBI double. Sanabria had a single earlier. 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, including 3 by Salas, 3 by Zach Evans. Not a good day for us at the plate. Schoolcraft did not pitch poorly. Maybe I could have taken him out a little bit earlier in the 7th inning, but that's not a bad start at all. Bullpen did a good job. We just didn't score any runs. And we would end up losing all 6 games of that series at home against Northwest Arkansas. Just a brutal homestand. Go to Springfield, and we ended up splitting that series 3-3. So now we have 2 weeks left in our AA season, and we have 6 games against the Rockhounds, and we are 3 games out. So we need to sweep this series, or at least win 5 out of the 6. 5 out of 6 would do us a great job, but you got to win 3 games just to get even. So then it becomes 2 out of 3. So tough task there. And then we go to Amarillo against the Sod Poodles to finish the season. And they are in last place. So we can do a good job in this series against the Rockhounds. We got a good chance to make the playoffs in the second half. And let's quickly go through. We'll just sim through these. First game, Jackson Wolf. We win 3-1. There we go. Box score real quick. Ethan Salas, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 RBIs, hits 2 home runs. Good job there. Jackson Wolf, 7 shutout innings. Game 2, Miguel Mendez, lose 3-2. Sanabria and Evans with doubles, 9 hits, 4 walks. Bradley Rodriguez, our closer, blows it late. Go to game 3, Lizarraga, lose 3-0. 5 hits, 4 walks. Mayfield didn't do a good job there at all. You got to win these next 3 games now. Omar Kruz wins 2-0. There we go. Do this box score. Verdugo with a 2-run shot. That's all of our offense there. Kruz 6 shutout innings. Now we go to game 5. Schoolcraft loses 4-1. 3 doubles there. 5 shutout innings. So he didn't take the loss. The bullpen did. Dahlquist and Yeager gave up 4 runs in an inning and 2/3. So our bullpen killed us there. Now we are 4 games back. We need to win this game just to stay 3 games back. And we're going to have to do some serious work in that last series of the season. Jackson Wolf need this win. And we lose 8-0. So our season is pretty much over at this point. 4 hits, 6 walks. And Wolf and Mayfield did terrible. So now we're 5 games back with 6 games to go. And the Rockhounds are going to take on Corpus Christi Hooks, who are 3 games under 500. So that's probably not going to be helpful to us. And let's just quickly sim through these and finish off the regular season. Get to some final stats for our guys. Down in AA. 5-0 win there in game 1. Kai Murphy with a home run. Lose 2-1. Lose 5-4. Win 5-2. Win 1-0. Jackson Wolf, man, this guy is amazing. 13-6. Too bad he's older. He's like 26 years old. He could pitch in the majors next year. You never know. And then to finish off our season, the last game, Miguel Mendez, and we win 6-3. Zach Evans and Rosman Verdugo with home runs. And yeah, there we go. We finished 3 games back, 38-31 in the second half. We did not win the first half. I think that was the Rough Riders who won the first half. So let's go check out some final stats for these guys. Romeo Sanabria ended the year with .279 average, led the team in hits, 8 home runs, 56 RBIs, 12 steals, only a .377 slug. We only had a handful of guys that slugged over 400. One of those was Alvarez, who we traded for. Ethan Salas did lead us in home runs on the season, did lead us along with Sanabria and RBI. Jason Wells, most steals. Sanabria finished second. Leading hitter was Kavares Tiers at .297. Luis Verdugo, .295. Sanabria, .279. Alvarez finished at .277 with .340 on base. .786 OPS. Tiers had the biggest OPS. And Roberts was injured. And or his ACL, I believe. Yeah, torn ACL. So it's nice to see what he would have done if he could have played the whole season. And 133 strikeouts. Look at these guys with big K numbers. Salas only 63, so that's good. So he's not a big strikeout guy as long as he can put the ball in play. Pitching side, Jackson Wolf, 13-6, 249, 108. Nice season there. And like I said, he is 26 C potential. Those ratings are nothing special. Lizarraga, 8-9, 365 ERA, 120 whip. Kruz Schoolcraft, 8-13, 352, the 135, 120 Ks. Looks like he had more hits than innings pitched was his problem. Where's his hits? There it is. 144 hits and 140 and 2/3 innings. He went from a 64 up to a 69, so making steady progress, and he is 18 years old, so probably take him until his age 20, 21, 22 to be a major league caliber pitcher at this point. Omar Cruz, 9-3, 294 ERA, 122 whip. Miguel Mendez, he is a B potential, 5-10, 413, 133. He went from 63 to 66. This Cruz, he's a C potential at 27, went up 4. Cash Mayfield, former starting pitcher, had him in the bullpen with us this season. Bullpen side, Tristan McKenzie, 37 walks in 71 innings. Figured he was going to have a lot of walks. Coleman Borthwick does not have great stamina. He was a starting pitcher. They just drafted him this last summer. 18 years old, but doesn't have the stamina to start. But he can be a definite bullpen guy down the road. Good year for him. Jagger Haynes, another former starting pitcher. Justin Yeager. Well, Yeager is too old. 28, D potential. Dahlquist, Bradley Rodriguez, our closer, had 40 saves, but a 4.43 ERA, 37 walks, and 65 innings is not good. That's that 42 control right there. Did go up 3. And on the AAA side, the Chihuahuas finished 3 games back. They were actually higher than that and fell back as well. Do we have any prospects there on their stats? Let me look real quick. And Jose Miranda, he's played in the major leagues, has some pop numbers there. Nick Solak's a former major league player. Samant Taylor's played in the majors. Pitching side, these guys have all pitched in the major leagues. They will all get cut. I think Johnny Brito, we had him in our Angels one, and he was not on the 40-man, so we will have him again next year. And with 1 week to go in the Major League season, the Padres, 17 games back of the Dodgers, have 90 wins. And we are the number 1 wild card, so we will make the wild card as the number 1 seed. So we're going to make the playoffs. It's disheartening. I needed us to lose. Look at Manny Machado with 200 hits, 35 home runs, 99 RBI. Gavin Sheets, 30 and 89. Jackson Merrill, 306, 25, 97 with 7 stolen bases. 358 on base, 548 slug, 906 OPS. We have a week to go, guys. We're still not done. Let's go ahead and finish off the regular season real quick right here. Get to the end. There we go. 93 wins. Now let's go look at our stats real quick. Specifically, 209 hits. Jackson Merrill, 303, 25, and 98. Just missed 100 RBI season. 92 strikeouts, 41 walks. Had 48 doubles, 8 triples, 318 total bases. Not quite the same as Machado, but hey, I will take that. He went up from a 94 to a 97. Everything's pushed up. He even got his reaction in the green there on right side, left side. And yeah, that's awesome. So another great season, and it's his best in the majors all the way across the board. Not in runs scored, but hits, doubles, triples, home runs, RBIs, walks, fewest strikeouts, best batting average, on base, slug, OPS. So career year there for Jackson Merrill at age 22. So hopefully he will get even better. And Manny Machado led in hits with 209. Look at the awards real quick. Shohei Ohtani gets MVP, National League, Judge in the American League. Cy Young to Zach Wheeler. Tarek Skubal. Batting title to Soto, hit 360. 339 for Judge. Reliever of the year, Devin Williams. Mason Miller came in second, which we could have traded him. Helsley, 52, wins the American League. Rookie of the year, Sal Stewart beats out Nolan McLean and J.J. Weatherholt. American League side, Murakami beats out Imai and McGonigal. Soto and Judge with Hank Aaron. And not that it really matters. Do we have any gold gloves? Nice. Bogarts came in second at short. Merrill does not get one in the outfield. Any silver sluggers? Machado. Merrill came in fourth in the outfield. So here we go. There's our playoff brackets there. And we are done with our first full season. And now we're just going to advance, go through, see who wins the World Series, advance to the offseason, and that will pick up our next episode, which is the entirety of season 2. So we will, again, reminder, we will cut the entire 40-man roster and then replace the 26 guys on the Major League roster with Rule 5 draft players. Actually, we're only going to have to draft 25, not 26, because Jackson Merrill is already on the Major League team. We don't need to get a replacement for him. He'll be the only 40-man roster guy that we keep, and then go from there. And I will have to go add some undrafted free agents to fill out some spots in our minor leagues to replenish some of those spots that get cut. And we'll go from there. But that, like I said, that'll be the next episode. Let's go ahead and advance and see who wins the World Series. We have the Giants here in the first round. Lose 12-1. They lose 11-5. So we've been eliminated by the Giants. And Boston beat Baltimore. The other ones are still going. So let's go ahead and quick sim now. And the Mariners beat the Cubs in the World Series. Okay. Mariners beat the Astros and knocked off the Red Sox, who upset the Yankees. Other side, Dodgers beat the Giants, and then they got beat by Chicago, and Seattle wins in 6. Let's see, the World Series MVP is Dominic Canzone. Wow, okay. NLCS MVP Nico Horner. American League is Brandon Lau. All right, that is all of the first season in San Diego Padres Draft Only franchise. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out. Hit the notification bell. Tell me what you like and didn't like. And because I will respond to every comment. And you guys take care. We'll see you soon as we get into the off season and get this team rolling forward in season 2. You guys take care and go Padres.